Yeah, I recently thought about like something about this too. Like, I feel like people have this, like this like because they follow someone, they like expect this superior like moral compass out of that person. I saw this like girl. Literally like I saw this girl, but like I know in like Mexico, and she like got called out for doing like a Shein haul. Or whatever. And she was like, oh, but like it's because I don't have money to like the other, making all these excuses. And I just started like thinking about it. I'm like, everything would be like so much more simple if like people just accepted that like we all like kind of suck,
Yes,
and
we all suck.
Like,
Accountability.
Like for example, like you guys are vegans. I eat animals because I do not value animals' lives as much as I do mine. Straight up, like what, like I'm
would
not
you
gonna
kill the cow though?
Don't.
Would you?
I couldn't.
At least
but
you're
like
right.
accept that. Like instead of like when people are like, hey, why don't you change your diet, whatever, like, hey, this is like a moral fault that I have.
Right.
And like I'm aware of it. Like people want to find, I feel like people want to find God in like micro influencers. Like God is not in the micro influencer. Like someone with like a moral, like a superior moral compass is not on Instagram.
Exactly.
For starters.
They're actually the ones that don't have the account. Well, no. The people that are extremely, because we've had the privilege of meeting people that are like, just you're around them and it feels like a different universe. Feels like they're vibrating in this, they just suck you in. But I will say there is a positive side to social media, which are recovering addicts and people who have found ways that are helpful and they share that.
Yeah.
We follow people who were cleaning houses and now have built an entire empire out of just the pride that they take in how they clean the house. There is a totally positive side to social media. And by the way, lucrative, a lot of money if you do it right.
Yeah.
And I can say on the other side of the coin, musicians that I really love and respect, who I ultimately found on Instagram or whatever, at this point, we've been able to nurture an actual relationship and connection, because if you choose to spend your times on looking at art or looking at things that inspire you and connecting with those people, it can actually turn into something amazing.
Oh, for sure.
Collaborations. And I love that whole thing. That's like, I follow people on Instagram because I'm really not on TikTok. I should be though, because of a business thing. Yeah. But that's another thing. It's
I
like
also
business
think
and pleasure.
Instagram has really become like just the place that people repost their TikTok stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But anyway, I've seen artists that I love and respect collaborate together. And it's almost like the new TV. But not everybody is used to having their opinion and their life blasted on TV.
Yeah.
That's what I think people don't really realize. And I try to have this conversation with Sasha, my brother's son, all the time, because he's so creative. And like, if I would have grown up in this time, I would have been posting all my shit on TikTok and Instagram.
He made
I was
a
making
podcast.
it. Yeah, it's better than this one. But, he's like doing his own graphics. And literally today he's posting like, oh, I have a TikTok with my grandpa. And it's amazing. He's just creating. But I'm like, does he really know the gravity of the situation? I was on the couch with Jem the other day and I literally was scrolling on Instagram. And you know how now they show you videos of people that you don't follow? And I'm like, whoa, it was like this girl with her nalgas split in half, literally naked. Like this other girl, like... Not that I don't love girl on girl action, but it's like two girls on top of each other pretty much having sex. And I'm like, how is this allowed on, remember?
No,
like,
and like that's like the least of your problems, especially when it comes to like young, like little boys. Little boys like start scrolling on TikTok and they fall down the alt-right pipeline.
Oh.
What is up
like
with
little
that?
boys are literally getting radicalized on YouTube. Like it's been proven, and there's videos of people that they go on YouTube and they're like, I'm gonna start watching videos, like gaming videos that little kids like watch, and let's see how long it takes for me to fall down the alt-right pipeline. And they watch for 2 hours, and it's Ben Shapiro.
What?
Like it's literally like an algorithm that sends you there. Like that's concerning.
I mean, the access to the to the dark shade is always there.
That's the problem.
But you have to, as a caretaker, be super, I imagine, super involved in what it is that they're consuming. Because
But there's also an issue of just like, in order to be that involved, you need to have like an economic status to be able to be there with your child.
Boom.
Which is also like
That's
a lot
true.
of like this like really, I heard someone talking about this, like when they talk about like disciplining children like physically, like, which is something I've always like just been super disgusted by. And someone like, I heard someone speak about it and just be like, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of parents that end up disciplining their children physically are because like they need to find a solution, a quick solution, because they don't have the time to be there to properly raise their children, because capitalism just doesn't let them do that.
And also probably that's how they were raised.
Yeah. Obviously,
emulate that.
Obviously that, but there's also like a whole like, you know, like being able to be there and like tell your kid, like it ends up being like almost like a luxury.
That was what I was about to say, because if you think about it, there's only YouTube Kids, and YouTube Kids is like toddler shit.
Yeah.
So you have like an 8, 9, 10-year-old, right? They're going to want to look up dance videos and how to build this and whatever. And in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to sit right behind you. We're going to do it together. What person, even me who has luxuries and was raised privileged and all this shit, I don't even have the time to sit behind somebody and supervise what they got to do. I got shit to do.
Getting on Instagram at 11 has done like irreversible damage to my brain.
But I feel like
I believe it. I believe you.
Okay, hold on.
I can imagine.
My attention span, non-existent.
Really? You think it's because of that?
I can't read a book. Like, I swear to God, and the world can hear me right now, because people think I'm fucking around when I say I don't read, I can't read. I can't read a book.
Do you watch TV?
I can't even watch TV anymore.
Wow.
Like, I can't watch a movie.
Your brain is Vine.
Literally, my brain, like things it's just like,
you need increased stimulation.
yeah. Like,
I've been noticing that about myself recently, because I've been watching TV and playing Sudoku.
You also have ADD.
I'm watching. Okay, I do.
Also, like, I feel like my entire generation has ADHD.
We do.
Also, we have to be a little gentle, because that's another thing that I feel like the older generation is like, you guys are so this and this and that. And it's like, yes, but we're also hella anxious.
Yeah.
Like, everybody talks about anxiety, and the more and more people you talk to, they have anxiety. And I'm sure everybody's had anxiety, but the world that we live in, I talked to older people about what it was like transitioning from like high school to college, the pressure that people are under now. It's like you can't even play high school sports without already thinking about being drafted.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're kids.
Yeah.
Fucking 15.
A woman would have fulfilled her purpose in life just by getting married and having children.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't really even have the option. I mean, if you're a stay-at-home parent, it's because you're very financially capable. Yeah. I'm going to Captain Fantastic my children, just pick them up and raise them in the forest or something. Okay, you were just saying something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Women are also like way more like inspiring. Also, you know what I mean? Like okay, like the average woman looks better than the average man is not just like them like looking good. It's like the attention to detail and what they're wearing and like the way that they, you know, like things like have a lot of layers, I think.
Yeah.
And like my physical like attraction to someone, it ties in all of that stuff.
So do you think
like I can't like the most beautiful man, if he's wearing khakis, like I'm not gonna look at him. You know what I mean? Like I can't see him.
You look at the whole package.
you're like presentation.
Yeah, I like exactly. Like this is your avatar. You know, like what did you do with it today?
Yeah.
Like that's like
I feel like now
it's a package deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jem always like, and I want to hear what you have to say about this. When I was in college, I would like go to class, you know, like in hot chilies, like long underwear.
Looking like booty.
Huh?
Looking like booty.
Yeah, looking like shit. And I was like, I'm here to study. I'm not here to look good. And then
Valid.
people kept being like, yeah, but you look good and you feel good and you're in the entertainment industry and you're an artist. And at the end of the day, I do like expressing myself through the way that I dress. I just don't always give a lot of effort. So in college, like what I noticed was that certain people dressed up and I would kind of not judge them, but I'd be like, what are you doing, bro? Like, we're in college, like, come on. And I think that even me, that part of me that was judging them was like wanting to be more like that.
Yeah.
And wanting to be more able to be myself. I recently went back to my high school to talk for career day. And the seniors on career day can dress however they want, however their business, you know, chic is. And there was this one kid, a boy, had this jet black hair parted down the middle, like straight, you know, like super chic, shades like this, heels, and this like epic suit and like this chunky chain jewelry. He just looked fucking fab, honestly. And everybody was like looking like a frat boy, and he's just there looking fab, like amazing. Turns out, you know, he wanted to go to Parsons and be a designer. And like, I could tell that he was kind of isolated from everybody else in the group. But then at the end, he came up to us and he was the only one in the group that was like, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You know, like if you have any advice, you know, etc. And I was like, damn, I wish I would have been more that person from younger. I feel like it took me a long time to come out of my shell in that way. And then going back to the performing thing we were talking about, like all of a sudden being anxious to perform. Now I feel like you kind of have to go back to your childhood. You have to like go through, you know, getting to know yourself and your insecurities, but then you have to be that child again that's unafraid and raw. And,
your Saturn return.
Launching.